Welcome to the All Aboard with Visit Mickey podcast.
Hello and welcome to All Aboard with Visit Mickey. I am Trisha and I am here to talk about the Bluey event that we went to at Disneyland. So we were very lucky to be part of a preview event for the Bluey and Bingo Fun Fair Best Day Ever at Disneyland in the Fantasyland Theater. So let's talk about it. So, first, I will say that Disney has really thought or put so much effort into this event. Oh gosh. So, from the merch, obviously, there's always merch when Disney is involved. And they had, a lot of t shirts, lanyards, pins right now, but the coming soon section is really good. It's going to be a crossover of Disneyland and Bluey. And those were like the best pieces. So I know those are coming soon. They were even announced as coming soon, but I can tell you that that was the stuff that I liked. I felt like the stuff that was out available right now is Bluey. It's not Bluey at Disneyland, it's just Bluey and Bingo. And so, you could get those shirts maybe at Walmart or wherever you find that kind of stuff. But the stuff that has Disneyland incorporated or Bluey and Bingo with Mickey ears on, that's the stuff that I'm like, I can't wait to see that kind of stuff. We did get a preview of it, but we can't buy it yet. So, and then of course, in true Disney fashion, we had new food with the event. So I gotta just get into everything. All right, so you walk your way back to the Fantasyland Theater, back at the back of Fantasyland, just to the left of It's a Small World in Disneyland. And the whole area is decked out from the banner overhead, and then all of the whole Fantasyland Theater has elements of Bluey's world, right? So we have the gnome garden and we have the fairy area. You have his uppy balloons, and then there's the show. So the show was interesting, not at all what I was expecting, kind of what I didn't feel. Even knowing stuff, I didn't know this up front. It was like two full on episodes of the show, but that live, done live. And so it's not a meet and greet. You don't go up, stand in line, wait to meet Bingo and Bluey and get your picture and leave and get autographs and leave. That's not what this is. This is an event. This is the characters involved in a show and music. And then there's the supporting staff that come out. And that's where singing and dancing happens. And they put on the episode of like a Bluey show live. So I can say the kids went crazy. It was really great to see the kids jumping and screaming and laughing, and really the connection they've formed with Bluey. It's the perfect crossover for Disney to say, hey, come on, Bluey and Bingo, come to the parks because our people are going to love you. And they did. So I got to see whole families there having fun, watching their children, parents watching their young children. I brought my daughter, and it was just great to see, right? It was great to see the whole thing happen and try to step back and not just focus on what I am there for, but to really look at the whole picture. Here's what I will say. Even though it is not a true meet and greet where you have time to go up and engage one-on-one with your characters, they actually have a path that they walk. So there's a stage, if you think about it, the stage of the Fantasyland Theater, there's a stage, and then they have like a little walkway in front that's protected, with a partial wall. But you are seeing the characters from like, maybe the legs up, maybe like the knees up. And you can get in there and get in front of them. You can high five them. They'll pause for a moment for a picture, but this is not a stop and pose for, moments. They'll pause, they'll stop, they'll take a picture with your child in front or you in front. I saw lots of adults doing selfies where the character would just pause for a moment. Bingo or Bluey would pause for a moment and then get on their way. And they move nice and slow too. So, they're making a slow walk through that pathway and back up again. And so plenty of opportunity for viewing of the characters up close, but also for getting in front of them and snapping that picture. There are no autographs. Again, this is not a meet and greet. It is a show. It is an event. So the episode that we got to see, Bluey and Bingo, they're out there, and then their friends come, and they have like storyteller friends, and they have singer friends, and then the owl, someone comes out as the owl, and doing this little investigation, and then someone comes out as the unicorn. What's the unicorn's name? I don't remember. But anyway, someone comes out and he's got a puppet, he's got a puppet of the unicorn head, and, he's there kind of stirring things up. And there's a moment of a million bubbles where someone comes out with a mini bubble wand and bubble maker and shower the kids with bubbles. And then they sing and dance about bubbles. Just a really good time. And they have a lot of elements. They have costume changes. This is again the friends of, not Bluey and Bingo, but the friends of have costume changes, and they dress as daisies and come and do a dance, and then they do the next thing and then the next thing. Then a nice slow song or folk song is done. So really, I want to say like maybe 40 minutes. 40 minutes of just constant event, of something happening. Most of the time, Bingo and Bluey are on the stage or doing that walk around. They leave for a very short time and they come right back. And it's like I said, it's like a full episode. And then they have 2 different episodes available to them to do right now. So we got to see one full episode, but they're there like for, I think it's 4 hours or something. It's really a lot. It's a lot of time that they're dedicating to this Bluey Best Day Ever event in the back of Fantasyland. And so I just want to encourage you to, if you are thinking, your family, your little one or your big one, doesn't really matter, loves Bluey and you want to go to Disneyland, or now you can also see them on the Disney Cruise Line. Not like this. This is an event. And Disney Cruise Line, it's more of a meet and greet type of thing. It's not a full event. But here at Disneyland, a full event with, like I said, there's snacks, and there are snacks and merch, and then the character and the event and the show. So speaking of snacks, the Troubadour Tavern, which is just as you are entering the Fantasyland Theater, it's like the only quick serve right there. They're known for their baked potatoes. They have like the Troubadour potato. They have that one with the Welch chili on it. Probably my favorite of them. But they did have some specific new Bluey inspired food. So they had the pizza potato, and that was a baked potato with sausage, pepperoni, pizza sauce, cheese baked on top. They had there was something else savory. Well, they have the Troubadour potato, always. I think there was one other thing that was savory. Wait, I have pictures. Let me refresh myself really quick with my pictures, because we had a great time and they let us take tons of pictures. So that was really good. But we will skip ahead to the other things that were on there. So they had this drink available. It was a lime watermelon block, right? So I will say, if you like lime, amazing. I liked the watermelon popsicle that came with it, but when I took my first sip, I was like, ooh, my lips puckered so hard because it was way more limey than I was prepared for. Oh, they did have chocolate covered, it's asparagus. It's a long, green, hard chocolate asparagus. So it is a full-size pretzel rod that is put into a green chocolate asparagus mold. So of course it's white chocolate dyed green, and it looks like a large sprig or stalk of asparagus. It's a pretzel inside it, so that's one of the things that you can buy. The lime watermelon frozen like drink. They do have a cold brew. It is a coffee that has like fudge and chocolate topping. I kind of felt like it was a little bit reminiscent of the cold brew in Star Wars that has like what looks like Cocoa Puffs on top, but this is more like little fudge brownie thingies. And it's called Mud Cake Cold Brew. And then the lime ice drink is that lime ice. They do have a parfait also, like a yogurt parfait available as one of the things that you could get. They have these, I'm looking for here, Strumpfest cake, which is a chocolate, oh, there it is, a chocolate roulade cake. Kind of think of a big ho-ho that's cut up into pieces and then laid down. So it's, chocolate on the round on the outside. And they have this thing called the puffer. Let's see, I gotta pause it here. Puffer keefies. I don't know how to say that right. Matter of fact, I had them say it to me like 3 times and I still don't get it right. Anyway, puffer G's, they're pancakes. So they're about a $half size pancake, maybe, not a silver dollar size, but like a $half size. And there were 8 of them on a plate. And then they're not covered, drizzled with sweetened condensed milk. They were a delicious little drink, or I'm sorry, a delicious little snack. And I didn't remember, it's here on my pictures. The other savory thing is a mini all beef hot dog, and then it was topped with things, including a bacon. And so it is like a half size hot dog, like the thick all beef hot dogs, but half a size one. So that was one of the things you can order, and they just called it a mini hot dog. And feel like there's still one more thing. Let's see. I'm almost done here. Okay, magic asparagus pretzel, Pavlov parfait. So that is a vanilla yogurt parfait with berry compote, vanilla cake, candied kiwi, and meringue bites. The lime ice block drink is a pineapple limeade with coconut milk and then a watermelon like popsicle, like sits on top of it. The mud cake cold brew is Joffrey coffee and then with a malted milk topper and fudge brownie bites. Again, like it's very kind of reminiscent of the Star Wars drink, if you know that one, except for a different thing. The Troubadour potato, which is your basic sour cream chives potato. And then the Pizza Girls baked potato, and that was that pepperoni sausage bacon bites with the mozzarella and oh, look at this. And was an Alfredo sauce as well. And then the mini all beef hot dog and the Stump Fest cake. That was that ho-ho cut and turned on its side so that you could see that's again, just trying to tell you what it looks like. And Poffer which are the little mini pancakes. So snacks, all found at the Troubadour. Merch is found obviously throughout. This is Disney, so there's merch a lot of places, but a lot of the merch is in near the actual event. And World of Disney had tons, right? World of Disney has had lots of stuff. I look forward to the moments where they have the crossover of the Disneyland merch because I just preferred that. But you can get a lanyard now, t-shirts now, pin now, and they have a brand new bag, but it's not a Bluey bag. It's just that they made Mickey in the colors of Bluey, and they kind of sell it in the same place, but it's just not Bluey. It's just that it's, similar, reminiscent of. Again, his uppity balloons for the fun fair are there, and a place for like the little car. In the gnome village, they had like the little houses. They had gnomes throughout. Up in the fairy area, they had activities for kids in like 4 places. So really a fun event. And I think If you have somebody interested, that we're here to help. Visit Mickey's here to help. However, you're going to get to Disneyland, I always suggest getting help, and getting help from people who know what they're talking about is a good thing. But I mean, it's kind of a quick episode, but I will say it was fun. So again, where can you find Bluey? You can find Bluey and Bingo in Disneyland for their best day ever at Fantasyland Theater. You can find Bluey and Bingo on select Disney cruises and coming to Walt Disney World. So, but I'm so glad they're here first because they really did dedicate a show to them. This is going to be very different than every other experience because they have the space, they have everything that made sense to have them here in Fantasyland Theater. So, this is our next adventure, and we have another few coming up. We did have some time that we spent doing non-Disney travel recently. So that's, a little bit of a delay in getting out the next podcast. But we have another Disney invite coming for May. But it's really a never-ending conversation. Disney has so much to talk about, and we're just glad that we can constantly stay at the forefront of it. So thank you for listening, and see you real soon.